Ladies and gentlemen, before you even go any further, if you have not seen Venom, Let There Be Carnage, do us a favor. Stop, click off this video, take your behind to the movie theater, and go watch Venom 2. Okay? They left? Good. Mr. Wizard, I will let you proceed in today's introduction video.
When the apocalypse comes, when I am on my deathbed or in my final moments, you want to know the one thing that I will say, Raheem, to everyone, to all of you watching? The one thing I will say, I hope you all enjoy the show.
I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. You saw the intro of us at the movie theater. Yes, I finally met up with Mr. Wizard. We have finally met in person. We actually don't live that far from each other. But the point is we finally met under these wild conditions the world is at today. And we saw Venom, Let There Be Carnage movie. And today we're going to do a movie review about that movie. So, without any more distractions or disruptions, or wait, one more distraction or disruption. There are affiliate links down below in the description. Make sure you check those out when you get a chance. Check out all the affiliate links. All the information is on the website. You know what to do without any more distractions or disruptions. Let's get Mr. Wizard. This movie, just for those of you who do not know, we saw Venom Let There Be Carnage movie yesterday. Okay, as of today, we saw it yesterday. And I think in our past Jonah and Jameson episode, I think we might have predicted that movie, the scenes, some of the scenes before it came out.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I think we should tackle it. All right, before we tackle the post-credit stuff, I think we need to get into the movie first before we hit the post-credit scene.
Yes.
All right. All right. I'm just gonna say this flat now, or I'm just gonna say this real quick, flat out, to start this off. They really pushed the PG-13 rating. They really pushed it. I had a problem with it being PG-13, but they definitely pushed it. With all the stuff that Venom and Carnage were doing, the brutality that they were doing to each other, they pushed that rating. You be seeing all of Carnage's tendrils getting just impaling Venom. You be seeing folks get their heads eaten just barely off screen. You saw a woman getting hung in the background. They were pushing that rating.
Yo, when I gotta talk about, there's a lot of powerful scenes I like, but the one that gets me, bro, it was so it was so loud. Like this scene when Carnage actually broke out in theater. Like when he broke, like it was I don't want to say it's something I've never seen before, but it'd been a long time since I experienced a more powerful entrance. Like that was on a superhuman level, that was arguably one of the most powerful like births and interests. Like, we'll just explain it. If you've seen it, then you know exactly what we're talking about. But and there's the scene where Cletus is the Carnage's name, the guy behind it. Cletus is about to be executed.
Cletus Cat.
Exactly, Cletus Cat. And he's about to get executed, but Venom, he bit Venom the day before, a couple of days prior. And the symbiote escaped Eddie Brock onto Cletus. Right. So now Cletus has a little bit of the symbiote. But the reason why, and Mr. Wizard explained this to me yesterday, the reason why he's red was because he consumed blood. Right. And so that's why it was red. And
it's because Carnage is just, it's because when, all right, so he bit Eddie, got a bit of the symbiote on his lip, and ate the symbiote. Venom is not, or Carnage, or that symbiote is now part of Cletus's bloodstream. It is now actually full on a part of him. And that's why it is red. Like when Cletus turns into Carnage, he essentially gets turned inside out. because it is just in his bloodstream now.
That's true. That does explain some of the transformations. And when he broke out, bro, it was just like so much power. Like the prison scene when with the where Carnage stuck his 10-foot tongue down that security that was pushing it. That was pushing it.
Yeah. Like, all right, hold on. Okay, so when Cletus was on death, or the build up to Carnage's reveal, that was awesome. Like Cletus on death row getting the lethal injection. I am somebody who gets squeamish whenever I see folks hooked up to IVs and you see the liquid going in there. Like I get squeamish when I see that. And then when Carnage just starts going through the IV, just shaking around because he's feeling what's happening, because he's predicting what is happening. And then he just wakes up, turns into him, and then you don't even see him because he just takes the lights out and you only see his silhouette. You just see nothing but smoke. You see bodies he's thrown all over the place, and you just see his silhouette.
Bro,
that is an ominous buildup. And then the guard or the warden, he finally steps up to the warden, and you just see Carnage. You just completely see him in all of his glory.
He took out everybody in that prison, and he was chasing the dude down to prison. Oh my, that was that was a horror movie moment. That was like terrifying.
And all those prisoners were cheering. All of those prisoners were cheering.
My goodness. Oh, bro. We gotta talk about. Okay, so we found out in this movie that Venom is actually not he's not a villain. He's just anti-hero, right? And we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
He's just the anti-hero. He's not necessarily a villain. Right. But
he's not an evil person. He's more like he has the temperament of a cat. Like a cat, like they do care about you, but they hate 90% of the things that walk on the planet. But they're not evil.
And
it's pretty much like that.
Bro. The amount of references in this movie. There's two scenes in particular that we talked about yesterday. The first one was where it was towards the end, where Venom and Carnage are at the cathedral, right? And that was a big Easter egg to Spider-Man 3. So that was the first one. And so
they are fighting, and the bell in the cathedral is tolling.
Exactly.
Like pretty much like everyone, let's be honest here, everyone's first experience with Venom, like when you see Peter rip off the Venom suit in Spider-Man 3. He's just banging up against the cathedral bell.
Exactly.
That is a visual reference there.
Exactly. So and there's that. And that was like, and I didn't notice at first. I didn't notice until like they started fighting. I was like, wait a minute. Because when they were fighting, and they were like, it was a whole bunch of construction, like basically in the cathedral. It looks like they were rebuilding it. So I was like, I don't remember that in Spider-Man 3, but maybe that's just the new movie era. And then when Anne, right, where she was falling and Venom caught her, and he had the eye moment where this is for me where it clicked. Where it's zoomed in on Venom's eye, I said, that's an Amazing Spider-Man reference. Where Gwen Stacy.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2 reference.
Reference to how Gwen Stacy died.
And then because Anne had blonde hair and she was looking all scared and everything. Right. And I don't know if she said Eddie when she was about to fall. Because Gwen said Peter when she fell. And but I can't remember if she said Eddie. Can't remember.
I don't think she did.
Okay. But that was a huge reference where Anne was looking at Venom and then zoomed in on Venom's eye. Like, okay, I was like, okay, Sony, what you trying to say? Like, what are you really trying to get at here?
Yeah.
And then, but we got to talk about one of the scenes that really got me good was where Venom broke out. I mean, when Carnage broke out his wife, his girlfriend. right? And they were at
Shriek.
the hospital, and Carnage was just taking on like every cop. Like he basically built like his own home, just like his arms and crap. Just and I was like,
Yeah.
that was a good scene.
Like, all right. You know what? All right. Let's talk about Carnage and Carnage and Cletus. Let's talk about them. Like, my biggest fear going into this movie, like, because looking at the trailers, I thought they were going to make Cletus Cassidy more of a philosophical kind of villain, like more like Joker-wise philosophical. I was afraid they were going to do that because Cletus doesn't need to be that. Just make him a serial killer. He does not need these grand goals of bringing. He does not need these grand goals. And when we saw the movie, I was happy that they didn't do it. Mm-hmm. I was happy that they didn't do that. They just straight up made Cletus Cassidy a straight up serial killer.
Yes.
And they didn't give him any real goals outside of. They didn't give him any real goals outside of I'm gonna go get my woman. I'm gonna go marry my woman, and I'm gonna get revenge on the guy who put me on death row. That's it. There was no I'm going to take over the city. There was no I'm gonna bring chaos to the whole world. There wasn't that. He was just straight up interpersonal goals. But it was just small scale interpersonal goals, which honestly is better. And I really do love how the actor played Cletus Cassidy, just straight up unsettling, but equal parts, just straight up unsettling. Anytime he is talking to Eddie, you feel like he is just 1 second away from just going ape shit.
Language, please.
It's not. I apologize. Any scene is just a sense of tension, but he talks just so plainly, or he talks just so plainly to him. He talks like I don't know if you've seen any interviews with these serial killers or anybody, but they're usually just talking straight up to people. They're just talking plainly. They're not, unless they're Charles Manson, they're not talking exaggerated or anything like that. They're just speaking plainly. But he still has that Charles Manson level of speaking in riddles, essentially. He's speaking in all these riddles that you have to decode to fully understand what he's saying. Like what Venom does to figure out where the bodies are, or when Eddie has to figure out where he's going, or where Cletus is going after he's broken out. Also, a real quick thing. Eddie learned that Cletus broke out of prison, and the first thing he does is try to figure out where he's going instead of getting out of the country. Dude, this is a serial killer coming after you, and you telling me you're not going to get out the country as quick as possible.
Okay. There was a scene where, so I didn't know this. 2 scenes, but one, I did not realize Venom can draw and write really fast. I did not really remember that scene where he was drawing stuff for Eddie. I was like, okay, that's a cool superpower, super speed, essentially, superhuman writing ability. And then when Carnage got on that computer, I know you saw that, where he,
oh my god,
bro. Okay, there is a scene in the movie, y'all, where literally Carnage got on a computer to basically gas station. That's what it was, gas station scene, where he knocked out the guy and he hacked his computer. But the way he hacked it,
he inputted himself into the laptop.
Bro, literally, that he is not kidding. He literally inputted the symbiote into the laptop, and the symbiote, it was basically like a virus, it's like when you put when they put the USB drives in the movies and the whole computer just shut. Yeah. That's what happened. He took control of the whole computer with the symbiote. I don't understand. I don't know how he did it. Marvel, Sony, explain. And he just
I know how he did that.
He just found her. It was like a GPS. He just found her, bro. And I was like, wait, we were both confused. We looked at each other. We were like, what?
How did he do that?
Sony, explain. Marvel, explain. Somebody explain.
It's just a gas station laptop. Like, that is just a gas station laptop. How did you do that?
It's not even that.
Like,
It's the fact
stuff you do encrypted.
it's the fact that a symbiote is a substance. It's not an electronical device.
He pulled
Like
some Ultron stuff.
exactly.
He pulled an Ultron.
He pulled an Ultron. I knew I was gonna have questions, but that's a big one. I need to understand because if Carnage can do that, but why though? Isn't he just blood, basically?
like that's what he's made out of. Like, he is essentially just symbiotic, like a symbiote made out of blood. That's essentially what he is. But I don't know how he did that.
How can blood go into a computer?
Well, it's a liquid. Like, he went in through the inputs.
But no,
like he went in through like the charging port or where you plug in the USB because he is a liquid.
But how did he control the computer? Like, if he's a liquid,
that's the real question. I don't know. I don't know how he did that.
And they don't explain it. He just does it. They don't explain it in the movie. He just does it, bro. Like, that's
in the words of my boy Jeff Goldblum. In the words of my boy Jeff Goldblum, life finds a way.
Life does find a way. Yeah, bro.
All right. Okay. I'm going back to Cletus, and I'm going back to Cletus for a second. Like, okay. All right. So by the end of the movie, like, I really do like his motive as to why he's going after Eddie. You only told one half of the story. You only told one half of the story, Eddie. So for those who don't know Cletus Cassidy's backstory, like, yes, he is a serial killer, but how he got that, like how he became a serial killer, he killed his mother and his grandmother. But the reasoning he did that because they were abusive. Because they were abusive to him. And for some reason, his dad didn't send him to a straight up prison. He just sent him to basically a foster home, or basically an orphanage, which I still don't understand why. I do not care if he was a child. He still killed people.
I understand.
You do an adult crime, you get adult time.
I understand your point, but there are laws. And unfortunately, some of the laws make absolutely no sense. If you are a kid, if you are
doing adult crime, you get adult time.
But it's different, see, because you are a kid, it is different. If you do the same adult crime as someone else, adults know better. Kids don't. So even though the kid knows what he did was wrong, then they can't necessarily go to, because prison is for adults. That's where prison is for. It's for people who are over the age of supposedly 18. Sometimes they can go younger. But it's supposed to be adults only, male or female. It's supposed to be adults. And since he's a kid, the only two options that it seemed logical was a detention center or a psychiatric place. And I guess a detention center would not have been enough. I'm just assuming would not have been enough. So I'm assuming they decided to put him in that. Basically, like, and it was a little bit of an X-Men Easter egg. I don't know if it was intentional. Maybe it was just.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, look, because he was sent to a mansion, basically it's kind of like X-Men mansion, like X-Mansion, but he was sent there it's basically prison for mentally.
Like, he was sent to one of those home for wayward children kind of places.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like one of those Catholic home for wayward children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then of course he went to San Quentin. When he grew up, I assume. But
yeah. But all right, so his entire reasoning for wanting vengeance on Eddie, you only told half the story. You only told the public I'm a serial killer. You only phrased me as a psychopath. You didn't tell them why I'm doing all this. You didn't tell them my side of the story. You didn't tell them the darkness that I've been drowning in since childhood. You didn't tell them any of that. Like, and and that is kind of a lot. That's kind of a thing that you see with a whole lot of serial killers. Like a lot of them, they do not come from very positive backgrounds. Like a lot of them do come from really bad predicaments that kind of make them snap mentally. I do love that they included that. Like they haven't, like they didn't full on pull the sympathy card, which I'm glad that they did because he's still a serial killer. I do not care if he has a sad backstory.
He's still crazy. He still
kills people for fun.
Yeah.
Like him, like when he broke Shriek out, she was I will say into it. I do not know the PG rating of this channel, so I will just say she was into it. She was into everything that was going on. I will say that much.
She was in there like swimwear.
Like he pulled out the tendrils and all that stuff, and she was like, "Oh baby, that is hot. That is hot."
And then, of course,
she is just as into it as he is.
And then, of course, the symbiote is resistant to fire and sound. And so when she starts screaming, Shriek, doing what she does best, he's like, "Stop!
Stop!" He Chris Browns her. Shut up! And Cletus is just like, "Dude, what are you doing? Shut her up. I'm shutting her up."
He starts screaming, "Shut up!"
like they're not like Venom and Eddie say when they're fighting them. They're not symbiotic. They are not symbiotic like we are. Like they're like Eddie and Cletus and Carnage's relationship is very similar to how Eddie and Venom were at the top of the movie. Like it is kind of similar. It is just as abusive. Like Eddie and Venom having an argument over how they're handling stuff. Venom is just breaking stuff in the apartment, full on headbutting Eddie, being like, "Oh wait, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let me fix it so I can break it again." And Eddie is just like, "Dude, that is abusive. That is abusive." And then Dan says later on in the movie, those two really need some counseling. Those two really need some couples counseling.
That's so funny. He broke his nose. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Let me fix
Let me fix it so I can break it again." Like, all right, like they have their relationship is dysfunctional, but Venom is still a number one homie.
Yes.
Venom is still a number one homie.
There was a really good scene in those movies, and I think we like it both. Really good scene in that movie where he was at the party, and I did not realize how big he was. Maybe I just compared to us, but he was big. But he was basically just like, he really knows how to like pull women. Like Venom really knows. Like if he wanted to, like, bro, share the scene. Please share the scene, Mr. Wizard, of how this man is a homie.
All right. Okay. So Anne invites Eddie to have dinner with her. Like he's thinking like, oh, maybe like him and Venom are just like, ooh, maybe it didn't work out with Dan. Maybe I can slide in and be the shoulder to cry on or whatever. They get to the restaurant and she just invites him there to show off that she's engaged. He is like, she knows he is still in love with her. She knows that, but she still flaunts the ring and is like, aren't you happy for me? Aren't you happy for me? And Eddie is just full like right after the dinner, Eddie is full on ready to commit suicide essentially. Like he is just driving into oncoming traffic. But Venom, being a number one homie, keeps stopping him from doing it. And he's just like, dude, I'm sorry that I can't heal your broken heart, but I promise we can, like, you will get through this, buddy. You will get through this. Let's go eat some people. and later on makes him dinner, makes him dinner, does everything in his best efforts to try and cheer him up.
Bro, I like
Venom
where
is
he was
just a number one homie.
I like when he was at the dinner table. He was like, "I'm gonna make you cry now, cry, cry, cry."
Cry.
Hey, that was low. That really is a homie though, because we'll do like that is a homie. I'm gonna make you cry now. Cry, cry, cry.
Okay,
He was really about to cry.
It's okay to cry it.
He was really about to cry. He's like, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. He was working.
It's okay to cry. Like, also, all right. Also, a minor thing. Like, all right. So I do like that they kept the whole thing that Venom and Carnage need to eat like this chemical that is most commonly found in brains. I forget what the chemical is called. It's found in brains, but it's also found in chocolate. So in order to try and keep Venom from full on killing people, Eddie just feeds him chocolate and feeds him chicken brains. But he's not satisfied with that, because I imagine eating chicken brains is essentially to him like what eating one Lay's potato chip is like for us. It's not satisfying. It's not satisfying. You want more. You can't just live off of a chicken brain a day. You can't just live off of one single Lay's potato chip. It can't be done. It can't be done. So they full on have a falling out. And he's also feeling pent up because he's having all these rules. He's not allowed to be his true self. So they have a falling out. Venom escapes, just goes out and hits the club. Doesn't eat anybody for real, but just hits up a club. It just gets on a mic and it's just full on like, screw Eddie, I didn't need him. He was holding me back. Never let anybody hold you back. Never let anybody, let nobody tell you who you are.
Oh man.
It's a review. And I love you, random citizen.
Bro, half that speech got cut out, but I'm sure the audience. If you want to do it again, it's all you, bro. I'm sure it'll work this time.
All right, so I'll do the clip notes version of it.
Okay.
Because Eddie is kind of sad and being all like, my life was happy before you showed up. My life was better before you showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And Venom is just like, dude, everything you have is because of me. I'm the one who's sacrificing everything to stick with you. So they have a falling out. Venom leaves, then just goes and hits up the nightlife. He's just living up the nightlife, going in clubs, be like, screw Eddie, I don't need him. Let nobody hold you back from your true self. All the rave goers are just like, yeah, you tell it, man. We love you. And I love you, random citizen. Just Venom in a rave is amusing to me.
It really was.
I didn't think I was going to like comedic. I didn't think I was going to like comedic.
Bro, he's funny.
He got me. He got me. Yeah.
Is that the movie?
All right, so
I was saying, what? Is that the movie, or is there more that we missed?
Let's see. That's the big stuff, I guess. Because other than that, it's just stuff with Dan, all that kind of stuff. We talked about them pushing the PG rate. We talked about. Okay, all right. All right, Carnage. There was one thing I wanted to talk about with Carnage, how he was created, essentially how he was created.
Yes.
We talked about earlier. How Cletus ate that bit of the symbiote and became Carnage. The entire reason he was able to do that was because, once again, Venom being a number one homie and standing up for Eddie, because Cletus was being all, we're not so different, you and I. We both had abusive daddies. We're both lashing out because of it. We're not so different. And Venom just full on stands up for Eddie, like tries to like lunges at Cletus, and then he takes a bite of Eddie.
Yeah.
So Carnage is more or less that angry part of Venom. Like he is actually.
Oh man.
Like he is wrong. Like he is really stronger than Venom. Like he is. Am I lagging again?
Yeah. I think you're back now. But I heard that last part. Yes, Carnage is immensely stronger than Venom. Ain't no question. I'm not sorry. He should have lost that battle. Everyone knows Venom should have lost. And Venom knew it too. Venom knew he was going to lose. Because he was like, oh, no.
There's a reason. There's a reasoning that Carnage was so much stronger than him. Because Venom was following the rules of not eating brains. He is essentially weaker. Because he is essentially weaker. He's essentially been starving himself. Meanwhile, Carnage, Cletus doesn't care. Cletus doesn't care if he eats brains or not. So Carnage is just eating people left and right. He is fully ready to go. And plus, because Carnage is made out of blood, the more people he kills, the more blood gets added to him. So that's why he is physically bigger and stronger than that's why Carnage is visibly bigger and stronger than Venom, because in a lot of these comic portrayals, Carnage is skinny. Carnage is visibly skinny in comparison to Venom, but not in this movie. He is big. Like he is built, especially during that fight. But that's because Cletus is just not holding him back. He is full on just letting him do what he do.
And then the detective essentially, when Shriek died, the detective essentially became Shriek.
I'm still not 100% certain if that happened, like if that's what happened there, but I don't know what else it could be.
His eyes went really blue.
His eyes were glowing. Yeah, his eyes were glowing the same as hers.
Yeah,
which they still didn't explain why because her eyes were normal at the top of the movie, like when she got transferred to her personal asylum, like when they transferred her there. Her eye only turned that color after she got shot in the eye, which she still somehow survived.
But that's what I'm saying. Like somehow. First of all, how did he consume her? Consume the power?
I don't he didn't do anything because all she did was pluck his eye out, like saying an eye for an eye.
Maybe that was it.
But she didn't eat him or anything like that, or she didn't. They didn't bleed together or anything like that. All she did was pluck his eye out.
Yeah. But
so
it showed both of his.
Yeah, it did show both of his eyes.
Yeah, that's confusing. Dang it, Sony. Yeah. All these cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Got a lot of questions.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. All right. I think we've covered
one more.
What?
One more. The last reference in the movie where Carnage was holding up Anne and he threw her, and they went through the cathedral, which was right before what we mentioned earlier. That was also a reference to the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Goblin dropped Gwen Stacy, and they went through the cathedral. Same thing. Venom caught her. Went to the cathedral doors,
right?
And then they're on. That whole thing was connected to the Amazing Spider-Man reference. That whole thing, and then eventually leading to the Spider-Man 3. Yeah, and then eventually leading to the Spider-Man 3 reference as well when she or the bell, like you said, the bell.
they were fighting, and in between all the bell tolls, like they were fighting as normal people. Then the bell stopped going, and then they fought as the symbiote. Like it is a reference to Peter banging himself against the bell tower.
Yeah, I think is that it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it before the post credits. All right, one last thing I'm gonna do before we get into post credits.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, the last thing that sealed like comedy Venom in my heart, like the last thing that sealed it in my heart, when they beat Cletus, like, and Cletus was just like talking to Eddie, like, dude, all I ever wanted was a friend. Like, I felt connected to you, man. I shared all these stories with you, and you betrayed me. But I felt something. Like, I thought all I ever wanted was a friend. And Eddie's just like, I'm sorry, Cletus. And then Venom is just like, nah, screw this guy. And just eats his head right there. No forgiveness. He's just like, nah, screw this guy.
No, he said it. This is how he said it. He said, Eddie was like, nah, Cletus. And then Venom takes over. He was like, oh, screw this guy.
No,
he was so sick of
this guy. Wait, no, he didn't say nah. He said, yeah, F this guy. I love that. Because Eddie did tell him, you can eat the bad guys. He ate the bad guys.
And then when he ate Carnage, he was like, it's not even good.
Yeah, it's that angry part of him. He's mature. He's matured now. I thought this would taste better. It's not really that good.
Oh, did I break your nose? Huh, let me fix it so I can do it again.
So I can break it again.
Okay.
Raheem, all right, Raheem. Let's do this. Let's get into this post credits, because we've covered the meat of the movie. Let's talk about that dessert at the end. We talked about the appetizers. We talked about the main entrees. We talked about that Coke on the side. We got to get into that dessert, that post credit scene. Raheem, kick us off, my dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to conclude this video. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for watching the video. No, I'm just playing. I would not do that.
Part 2.
That's terrible. Terrible cliffhanger. But, okay. So first of all, I'll give you our reactions in real time, and then we'll explain it. So, in the movie,
we popped off.
Yes, Venom and Eddie go to the beach.
Everyone in that theater popped off.
Yes, bro. Venom and Eddie go to the beach, right? Essentially to get away for a little bit. So at the beach, Venom is in a hotel.
Like Eddie, like they were on the run from the cops. He was willing to run from the cops, but he wasn't willing to run from a serial killer. I'm not letting it go.
Right. And so they're in a hotel and he's watching some Spanish drama series, whatever, right? And Venom goes, hey, Eddie, watch this. And so Venom essentially connects himself to the TV. I just realized something. I think Venom could have done the same thing as Carnage when he hacked the computer. I think that's what he was going to do.
Oh, my God.
I'm pretty sure that was he was going to do. That's what he was going to do.
Like, I did not see him connect to the TV. I did not see that.
He was about, you remember when he told Eddie, he was like, watch this. And he got to the TV. And then as soon as he got there, at the same time, reference to Ant-Man and the Wasp, when Scott Lang was about to come back quantum, but then they disappeared. Reference to there, just a little bit. He was about to connect, and then the TV just, the whole, everything just whatever. And then guess what?
And like the beach around them, it just glitched.
Exactly.
Everything just glitched around them.
Like an animated series. No, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. But and then all of a sudden, bro, nobody notices in the first time. Nobody noticed. Everyone's like confused, but I can see the TV. It's J. Jonah Jameson. The exact scene from Far From Home. I tapped you. I tapped you. I was like, bro, look at the TV. I was like, look at the
paying
TV.
attention to the background. Because I was paying attention to the background. I saw that the background glitched, but I did not see the TV. You told me to look and oh my god, that is Jay. That is.
I was like, bro, look at the TV.
JJ talking about like Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He's a menace.
Basically,
James Jonah Jameson.
Basically, ladies and gentlemen,
give us that impression. Give us that impression.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta do the if I gotta do the impression, I gotta be ready for the script.
You gotta get
Hold on.
There it is.
I watch Spider-Man. Peter Parker is responsible for becoming Spider-Man. The Daily Bugle reports this
live. That's the Mysterio.
Mysterio, long gone. But yeah,
Spider-Man is a menace.
A thief. Is a thief. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, the MCU. Well, let me backtrack. Basically, the Far From Home scene was in fact in Venom, no doubt about it. And so Peter Parker, at that same time, Peter Parker's identity is revealed to the world, and Venom finds out about this, and he looks at the TV, he's like, that guy, and he licks the TV, which I think means he likes Parker. That's what I think. I don't think he wants to kill him.
He immediately sees a match. He immediately sees a sort of connection. But all right, one joking thing I kind of want to add to that is Venom a pedophile? Because Peter Parker in this timeline is like 14, and him licking that screen that made me feel uncomfortable.
I don't think that's what they were trying to convey. However, I see your point, but I don't think that's what they were trying to convey. However, I do see where you're coming from.
That's totally what they were playing. Don't
think about it too hard. Don't think about it too hard. If you think about it too hard, then it might be true. But basically, Sony, you sneaky little, you slipped Venom into the MCU. You slipped him in there. You slid him in there. Which, thank you.
Disney, keep writing them checks. Keep writing them checks. I want to see Venom in the next movie. Do not try and stiff him on pay.
So basically, ladies and gentlemen, Venom is pretty much in the MCU.
Yeah. Like, all right. And the entire reasoning that that's happening. All right. So I'm assuming it is happening. Like, y'all have seen the Far From Home or the No Way Home trailer. Y'all have seen that. Like, when Peter and Doctor Strange are creating the spell, like making the spell to basically reset time or to screw with time, and when Peter screws it up and creates interdimensional stuff, I am assuming that's when that happens. Like the end scene. I'm assuming that's when that's happening. Like their universes are now linked.
Wait. That's impossible, because when J. Jonah Jameson pops up, this is why he's important. Remember in Far From Home, when J. Jonah Jameson is reporting it, Peter Parker is with MJ in downtown New York. Do you remember that? So
right, but it could be like it could be reshowing. It could be reshowing that same scene, or it could be reshowing a rerun essentially.
That's true.
Because up until that point they existed in two separate universes. There wouldn't have been a time and a place for their universes to link. Like it wouldn't have happened when they just found out. Like it wouldn't have happened right during the Far From Home post credits. It wouldn't have happened then because nothing interdimensional happened during that point. Like I'm assuming it is essentially a rerun. Or like JJ doing a similar like doing his usual spiel, because I'm assuming he's pretty much on TV like 24/7 talking about how much he hates Spider-Man.
Yeah. All these timeline swaps. But yeah, man.
All right. All right. All right. So, what is your theory going into No Way Home? What is your theories going
So
into this?
this is definitely going to be a separate video, but I will give you a little bit of it tonight. My theory is this. The Sinister Six, which is what you mentioned yesterday, will be in it. All the Spider-Man.
But I like all the Spider-Man.
Except Miles Morales. Miles Morales, I think, will only have a small feature or a big Easter egg. That's my theory. Either a small feature or a big Easter egg, meaning like he'll be like running or something away and like you'll clearly see like, "Get down, kid," or you'll hear like Uncle Aaron in the background, "Miles." Yeah, and then, he'll run and then like that's like an Easter egg. I don't know. If I predicted that, let's come back to this video. But I don't think Miles is going to fight. I do think, however, that all three Spider-Men, Maguire, Garfield, and Holland, will definitely be involved for sure.
Yeah.
And I think for Venom, as far as Venom's concerned, I think this is tough because I feel like Venom is going to be in it, but I don't know, bro. I don't think he's going to be like the main guy. I feel like, here's what I think. I think Venom is going to have a bigger feature than Miles, but not by that much, if that makes sense. Hope I went through. So basically, bro, Venom, here's what I think. Venom is going to have a slightly bigger feature or bigger Easter egg than Miles, or it won't even be an Easter egg at that point. A slightly bigger feature than Miles, but not by that much, if that makes sense. Like if Miles has a feature, it'll be this much. If Venom has a feature, it'll be this much. All right, so just a little bit more, I feel like. That's just me.
Yeah.
But definitely all three Spider-Man will be there.
All right. So my thoughts going into the next Spider-Man movie, like in a sense, it's gonna get bloated real quick. Like y'all thought the third Spider-Man movie was bloated with all of its villains. It's gonna get way bigger. Like it's gonna get way bigger in No Way Home. Because you have to cover the Sinister Six. You have to cover all this time. You got to cover all this multiple dimension stuff. You got to cover all three Spider-Men and then Venom. This is gonna be 3 hours. It's gonna be a 3-hour movie. There's no way it's not going to.
We gotta look it up. How long is the Spider-Man movie?
Unless they rush it, there is no way they're not going to be able to. There's no way it's not going to be 3 hours.
Like in game.
And as for Miles, I think he's going to be a post credits thing. Like there will be portals left open, and in one of them you're just going to be hearing, "Needless to say, I keep a check. She was a bad friend, nevertheless." That's pretty much what you're going to be hearing out of one of them.
Miles. No, this would be really funny. If I see Childish Gambino, it's 150 minutes. What is that?
All right, we talked about this. I have no idea.
2.5 hours long. Okay.
We talked about this yesterday. Live action, the possibility of live action Miles. That's most likely what they're going to do. I would die of laughter if they went full on Space Jams with it. If they still kept Miles animated, if they basically pulled a Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
bro,
and just have Tom Holland interacting with them on a green screen.
Bro, I will literally stand up in the theater if they show an animated Miles Morales. Wait. You just might have predicted something. Remember that photo I talked about a couple of videos ago where they showed the guy from Stranger Things in the little suit, right? He wasn't in it. He was it was like the 3D, the green screen suit where they wear that thing, like Hulk will wear like this stuff, like the actor Mark Ruffalo will wear to play Hulk. That black
like
stuff.
that CGI.
Exactly. They had the kid playing it. Why would they have him playing it in a live action movie?
They pull it a Who Framed Dr. Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They pull in a Space Jams. They might have live action Peter interacting with animated Miles Morales. We might get Peter Parker waving at Spider Ham. We might get it.
Wait, let me calm down. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Yeah, this is not by accident. This is not by accident. I thought about this. This is not by accident. So you're telling me, because I saw the photo. I saw it. It was a picture of, I don't even know the actor's name, but it's just the guy from Stranger, the black guy from Stranger Things. They had him on set. He was wearing his CGI stuff. Audience, my question to you, why would someone be wearing that if he's not Hulk, or if he's not, Vision, or if he's not, whoever? Why would he need that if he's a regular human being? Why would he need that? I'll tell you why. Because he looks like this. And since he looks like this, they have to make him like that in the movie. So, what does that mean, Mr. Wizard?
There's a chance. There's a chance.
A high possibility. Hey, bro. I think I don't know. I don't want to say this too early, but I think we just predicted. Because we predicted J. Jonah Jameson episode that Venom. What did we say? We said, I watched the video in the recent one we just uploaded. We said something, right, and I put it in the title because I remembered, but I can't remember what it was. But we definitely predicted some scene when we were talking about J. Jonah Jameson that happened in Venom.
Yeah, I do like that JJ was the catalyst to all of it. He is the smoking gun of the Spider-Verse. He is the guy who interconnects everything.
I think that's what you said.
The same actor from the same actor from the original Spider-Man series, or from the original Spider-Man movies. It's the same actor. He came back for Far From Home, playing that role, and now he's interconnecting. Now he's interconnecting the Marvel verse with the Sony verse. He is the smoking gun. JJ. JJ is the man who interconnected. He is the hero that we all needed.
You really got me thinking.
We all needed.
You really got me thinking.
All right.
That question.
I talked about my. Huh?
I said that question is going to be bogging me for the next 2.5 months. Why would Miles Morales need a CGI suit? Marvel, explain.
You know why?
I know why.
You know why?
I'm just playing devil's advocate. Devil's advocate.
Why were the guys wearing green screen suits when they were acting with Michael Jordan in 1990, whatever?
Could it be? Marvel, you're not slick. We figured you out. And they might come find us, actually. For figuring. But I mean, come on.
They can come at me.
Like,
the mouse can come at me.
Bro, you got a young black kid after the release of Spider-Verse on the set of Spider-Man No Way Home. Dark-skinned black kid with long curly black hair wearing a CGI suit. Who else could it be? It's not Electro. It's not Uncle Aaron.
It might. Also I saw a black cat reference in the movie. Like there was some scene or whatever. Like Eddie was at the asylum or whatever it was. There was like stickers of black cats hanging on the walls. That's it. That I'm considering that. I'm calling that an Easter egg right there.
For what?
The black cat.
Oh, the Panther?
No, not Black Panther. There's a Spider-Man lady named Black Cat.
Oh,
Her like basically Spider-Man's Catwoman, basically.
wait, that's DC, ain't it?
Yeah,
Wait,
but like
Catwoman
I'm
is.
talking like Black Cat is Marvel's Catwoman. That's what I'm
Oh,
talking
okay, okay,
about.
okay, okay. I got you.
And she is always in Spider-Man stories.
Okay, I didn't know that. That could be definitely Easter egg. I don't think that would be in Spider-Man Home, No Way Home though. But that is an Easter egg. That might be the next Venom movie,
I
possibly.
mean, they're essentially pulling a Smash Ultimate. They're essentially pulling a Smash Ultimate. Everyone is here. Everyone is here. This is where we connect everything.
Bro, it all started in 2016. Civil War.
No. This all started this all started in 2000 when a young Peter Parker was facing off Randy Savage in the cage when he was facing Bonesaw McGraw. You ain't going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. That's when this all started.
Nah, bro, that's not where all. You know where it all started? You know where it all started? I'll tell you where it all started. Blade. That's where it all started.
Oh dear God.
Blade is where it all started.
That's a video right there.
That's a what?
That's a video right there. That's a video right there.
Blade is the reason of the MCU today. You can say it all you want. Blade is the reason. Blade saved.
All right, hold on. We're making this a series. We're making this a series. I'm declaring this now. We are full on gonna go down this Spider-Man rabbit hole. We're seeing how far we can go. We're gonna see how far we can go with this. We're gonna do a video full on talking about No Way Home. We're gonna do a video talking about the Spider-Man, all of their villains, all their movies. We're eventually gonna get this paper trail going all the way back to when Marvel almost died in the 90s. We're following that paper trail. We're seeing where this is all coming from. We're gonna see. We're gonna be. What is it? What are we? We're gonna be exploring the Spider-Verse.
Yes, we are. We will be exploring the
Trademarks.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Trademarked. Nobody better sue us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have made it to the conclusion of this very long episode and movie review. This essentially was a movie review and a theory episode because we are the What If series. That's what we do. We theorize. We think outside the universe, literally. So we hope you enjoyed it. Again. Oh, did I break your nose? Let me fix it.
I hope you enjoy. In the words of my boy Cletus, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the show, guys.
I hope you enjoyed the show. Enjoy the show.
Are those your last words? Hope you enjoyed the show, guys.
They were in for a show. Yeah, but
They were.
I'll always bring that reference up. Let me break your nose again.
I will at the end of every video, I will bring it up. I hope you enjoyed the show. Also, wait. All right. Last thing before we end this off. Cletus was clean. That boy was clean.
Cletus was fly. Not Carnage. Cletus. He had game. Bro was dripped. He was dripped. Bro was dressed. He was dressed nice. Like the jacket, everything, the hair, everything.
Like him and Shriek were clean. Like he robbed a pimp for that suit and then stole a convertible. That man was ready. A bright red convertible. That man was ready.
My head hurts. Ladies and gentlemen, you have made it to the conclusion of this movie review episode. if you have not seen Venom, Let There Be Carnage, there is still time to go see it. Yes, this is a very important movie that you need to see. I think you will enjoy it. A lot of questions will be answered.
What's your rating for it, Wayne? We didn't give our. What's your rating for it? I forgot we didn't give our ratings.
Oh, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Same. Same.
Because nothing's perfect, but although Spider-Man No Way Home might be like 9.9 out of 10, to be honest with you. Spider-Man No Way Home might be.
It's going to be the best Spider-Man movie, without a doubt.
Yeah. But Venom, Let There Be Carnage was definitely 9 out of 10 for sure. But, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what to do at this point. Check out the affiliate links down below. I have this thing tangled up in my headset. I got the webs tangled up. I got the symbiote. I got the symbiote. We are Radio Raheem.
Soon comes chaos. Chaos soon comes.
Oh, Mr. Wizard, did I break your nose? I'm sorry. Let me get closer so I can break it again.
Hey, that is abusive. That is abusive.
Hey, bro, bring that reference too. Bring that reference. So I can break it again.
We are full on bringing all these references. I'm also bringing, screw this guy. We can bring these references.
By the way, Carnage needs to be added to apocalyptic activity.
Folks, these shirts are. Oh, you think? Well, he has a glaring weakness. He kind of has two glaring weaknesses.
Well, okay, we'll put him
easily exploited.
We'll put him at superhuman apocalyptic.
We'll put him at the kitty table.
Yeah, kitty table. Exactly.
We'll put him at the kitty.
Yeah, kitty table of apocalyptic.
Because Dan was able to deter him. Because Dan was kind of able to do damage and deter him. Regular Dan, no higher on the totem pole than either of us. Like, he was able to deter him with a blowtorch and a thing of gasoline.
Yeah. But check out the affiliate links down below. You already know what to do. We hope you enjoyed the video and go watch the movie. Marvel, Sony, if you ever want to collab with our theories, we do have theories for you, so we can drop some knowledge for you. I think we predicted Spider-Man No Way Home. Miles Morales will be animated in the movie. We predicted that here, October 2nd.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Mouse? Frick. Mickey? I know you watching this. You better start sending some checks. I want to cut.
You go for Disney, I'll go for Marvel and Sony. We predicted, well, not Sony, because Spider-Man No Way Home is Marvel. Kevin Feige, Marvel. We predicted Spider-Man No Way Home. Miles Morales, we're saying it here on October 2nd, 2021 at approximately 10:03 p.m. Miles Morales will be animated in the new Spider-Man live action movie. Miles Morales will be animated. He will not be a live action Miles Morales. He will be animated.
What will Peter Parker and Michael Jordan have in common? Interaction with animated characters.
And LeBron James.
I refuse to acknowledge that movie's existence. I refuse to acknowledge it. It's not real. It's not real. Does Michael Jordan stretch his arms all the way? Then I'm not watching it. Does LeBron James get pulled through a golf hole and through the Warner Brothers logo? No, then I'm not watching it.
He did. LeBron. This is totally off topic, but LeBron did travel through the DC world. He did travel to the DC universe, which is Warner Brothers. So I mean,
No, I'm not acknowledging it. I'm not acknowledging that movie. We hope you enjoyed this. We hope you enjoyed this episode, folks. Be sure to comment what else you want to see, and be sure to put some pressure on that notification bell, and be sure to subscribe to the What If series for more content. I hope you enjoyed the show.
please don't do that. It's too weird.